everybody. Welcome to Learning the Scottish Great Highland Bagpipe with me, J.D. Ingram, pipe major of the Charleston Pipe Band. This week we're going to be learning
Lesson 24, Bonnie Charlie, also known as Will Ye No Come Back Again. Your goal is to be able to play the entirety of the tune Bonnie Charlie at a steady tempo and with correct use of embellishments. We'll focus on good execution and expression and discuss some of the tune's history. We'll try playing all of the tune. Your homework is to memorize Bonnie Charlie. Extra resources can be found in Sandy Jones' Beginning the Bagpipe, page 39. All right, the next new tune is upon us. Let's go over the checklist again. What is the time signature? What is the idiom or tempo? Where in the tune is there a crossing noise risk? What are the embellishments I need to watch out for? And what is the road map? For this tune, we are once again learning a 4/4 march. It is a Jacobite classic. If you do not know the history of the Jacobite movement and the failed uprising of Bonnie Prince Charlie, the history of that could be fairly interesting, and it might be worth reading up on. The Jacobite movement did inspire a number of popular Scottish folk tunes, including this one. And this one's alternative name, Will Ye No Come Back Again, is a big hint about the result of the Jacobite uprising in 1740 something. So, all right, let's get into the tune. Here is the sheet music I will be using for Bonnie Charlie. This is right out of Sandy Jones' book, if you're reading along. Check it out. It is right towards the end of the book. If you're not looking at this exact copy, just make sure that the music is fairly similar. There's only a couple spots. I believe in bar 2, there's some people that put a grip in instead of a shake, but not a whole lot of different interpretations of this tune.
All right, Bonnie Charlie, aka Will Ye No Come Back Again. So we've talked about the tune a little bit. Let's try playing it along with the metronome at 78 beats a minute, and we'll clap. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. E throw, e da di e re dum be dum do throw bum be da do di dum e re dum bo do dum be re hum be throw da di dum be da dum ba dum be da 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 di dum be dum do. And there you have it. So that's the tune. We'll talk about the next part of the checklist next.
All right, here are the crossing noise risks in Bonnie Charlie. Mostly they are coming to or from a D. We start out with a D to E, hand-to-hand crossing, and immediately after that, F to D, and immediately after that, B to D. So that's a lot of going kind of back and forth to a D, and that exact same pattern happens at the beginning of the second line, and fairly close to it happens in the fourth line. You've got the E to D and B to D. The only other spot where we've got is the end of lines 2, 3, and 4. We've got an E to D to watch out for. So make sure those D fingers are coming up together and in time to avoid that major lift drop crossing noise.
All right, let's try out those crossing noise spots. So we've got the first 2 notes. That's a spot where you can have a big crossing noise. Watch out for that. You remember when you want to lift before you drop. And then the next crossing, again, you're lifting before you're dropping. And then the next crossing, This is one where it's more of a risk of a rolling crossing noise. You want to lead with the highest finger as opposed to. Of course, the ideal is that everything moves at the same time. The next line has the same 3 spots, and then at the end you've got. And you can practice that. The third line, pretty straightforward until. And it's good to practice that in context because you've got some quick notes before it. And then the last line, similar to the first 2 lines. Got that, everything going back and forth to the D and the ending. So just practice all of those, to and from D. You can do that over and over and over again. Make sure they're all clean because crossing noises are awful. All right, next up, the other tough spots.
Here are the embellishment highlights for the tune. As you can see, we started off with a D throw. We start off the second line with a D throw. Those are the red stars. And there's a D throw in the middle of the third line. But other than that, not that much going on as far as D throws. We've got grips in the green star markings, which is 1 per line basically. Lines 1, 2, and 4, it is in the same spot. Line 3, it's at the beginning of the line. We've got the D double shake that ends the ending phrase in lines 2 and 4, and then a spattering of doublings other than that. So make sure those are all clean.
Here's the embellishments for Bonnie Charlie. We start with that nice heavy D throw. And of course you can play the heavy or the light D throw, but the low G really enriches this tune a lot, I think. So make sure you don't skimp on that at all. And then you've got the last half of the line, high A doubling, grip to high A, and then F doubling. Next line starts the same with that nice hefty D throw, same high A doubling, same grip to high A, and an E doubling. And then that double shake to end the line. Should have the rhythm of a doubling, but it's a grace note shake. Line 3. Nice grip to high A. Yeah, half doubling there. And then the D throw. B doubling. And then where we talked about before with the crossing noise risk, you've got that G doubling, quick F, crossing noise risk, E doubling. And then the last line starts with the same rhythm. That's a little funny coming from the shake, and then the E doubling. Same ending. So that's all the bits. Now let's string them together.
Here is our roadmap, phrase by phrase. You'll see lines 1 and 2 have the blue phrase, which is in dark blue. And line 4 has a phrase in light blue, which is rhythmically identical to the dark blue phrase. However, the first couple notes are actually different pitches. So it's an interesting thing. It should feel very similar, but it's just a little bit different. Then we've got the light green and dark green phrases, which are the kind of the answer phrase to the blue phrase. The light green phrase in line 1 is has the high A, grip to high A, F, and then an F doubling to E. And then the dark green phrase, which is lines 2 and 4, has the exact same first 3 notes, but then instead of F doubling to E, it goes E doubling to D. So it just brings that down to a slightly more resolution feeling pitch. And then line 3 is totally off the wall compared to the rest of the tune. We've got the red phrase and the yellow phrase, which are completely unique in the context of this tune.
All right, we'll try Bonnie Charlie at 60 beats a minute first. This should be your short-term target to play nice, steady, and then we'll play it a little quicker after that. With starting right on the D throw after 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the tune slow. Here it is again, up tempo, like we're playing it in a parade. This is 80 beats a minute after 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you have it. Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks again for checking out this lesson, guys. The final thoughts for you this week, just once again, keep in mind everything we've learned. There's so much going on in your piping now at this point. We've learned all of the embellishments. We're basically through 2 full sets of music. We're starting to throw the full pipes at you. So don't let any of the basic rudimentary skills slip through the cracks. Keep those crossing noises out of your play. Keep nice, clean embellishments. Keep your tempos steady and controlled. And you'll be making beautiful music in no time. Take care, guys.